We are back. Welcome to the Books Bible Study. We are continuing in the book of Leviticus, chapter 22, verses 1 through 33. Verse 1 reads, Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they do not profane my holy name by what they dedicate to me. I am the Lord. Verse 3, Say to them, Whoever of all your descendants throughout your generation who goes near the holy things which the children of Israel dedicate to the Lord, while he has uncleanness upon him, that person shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. Verse 4. Whatever man of the descendants of Aaron who is a leper or has a discharge shall not eat the holy offerings until he is clean. And whoever touches anything made unclean by a corpse, or a man who had an emission of semen, verse 5, or whoever touches any creeping thing by which he would be made unclean, or any person by whom he would become unclean, whatever his uncleanness may be, verse 6, the person who has touched any such thing shall be unclean until evening, and shall not eat the holy offerings unless he washes his body with water. So this is directly referring to the priest. And remember that the priest would eat the grain offering, the sin offering, the trespass offering, the breast and the thigh, the right thigh of the peace offering, and they would also eat the heave and wave offerings, right? Verse 7 says, And when the sun goes down, he shall be clean, and afterward he may eat the holy offerings, because it is his food. So those particular offerings was the food for the priest and their family. Verse 8, Whatever dies naturally or is torn by beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself with it. I am the Lord. Verse 9, They shall therefore keep my ordinance, lest they bear sin for it and die thereby, if they profane it. I, the Lord, sanctify them. Verse 10, No outsider shall eat the holy offering. One who dwells with the priest or a hired servant shall not eat the holy thing. Verse 11, But if the priest buys a person with his money, he may eat it, and one who is born in his house may eat his food. Verse 12, If the priest's daughter is married to an outsider, she may not eat of the holy offerings. Verse 13, But if the priest's daughter is a widow or divorced and has no child and has returned to her father's house as in her youth, she may eat her father's food, but no outsider shall eat it. Verse 14, So even, you see, the food that is dedicated to them is holy. It has been sanctified, right? And they can't profane that. Verse 14 says, And if a man eats the holy offering unintentionally, then he shall restore a holy offering to the priest and add 1/5 to it. Verse 15, They shall not profane the holy offerings of the children of Israel, which they offer to the Lord. Verse 16, Or allow them to bear the guilt of trespass when they eat their holy offerings, for I, the Lord, sanctify them. Verse 17, And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 18, Speak to Aaron and his sons and to all the children of Israel, and say to them, Whatever man of the house of Israel or of the strangers in Israel who offers his sacrifice or any of his vows or for any of his freewill offerings, which they offer to the Lord as a burnt offering, verse 19, you shall offer of your own free will a male without blemish from the cattle, from the sheep, or from the goats. Verse 20, Whatever has a defect, you shall not offer, for it shall not be acceptable on your behalf. Verse 21, And whoever offers a sacrifice of a peace offering to the Lord to fulfill his vow, or a freewill offering from the cattle or the sheep, it must be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no defect in it. So this brings me to the reason possibly with Cain and Abel why God did not accept it, because maybe there was a defect. Maybe it wasn't the best that he had, right? Verse 22 says, Those that are blind or broken or maimed or have an ulcer or eczema or scabs, you shall not offer to the Lord, nor make an offering by fire of them on the altar to the Lord. Verse 23, Either a bull or a lamb that has any limb too long or too short, you may offer as a freewill offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. Verse 24, You shall not offer to the Lord what is bruised or crushed or torn or cut, nor shall you make any offering of them in your land. Verse 25, Nor from a foreigner's hand shall you offer any of these as the bread of your God, because their corruption is in them, and defects are in them. They shall not be accepted on your behalf. Verse 26. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 27, when a bull or a sheep or a goat is born, it shall be 7 days with its mother, and from the 8th day and thereafter it shall be accepted as an offering made by fire to the Lord. So they cannot offer a bull or a sheep or a goat if it has not been 8 days or older. Okay, verse 28 says, whether it is a cow or a ewe, do not kill both her and her young on the same day. Verse 29, and when you offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to the Lord, offer it of your own free will. Remember, the Thanksgiving offering is a peace offering. All of the peace offerings have to be of their own free will, right? Verse 30 says, on the same day it shall be eaten. You shall leave none of it until morning. I am the Lord. Verse 31, therefore you shall keep my commandments and perform them. I am the Lord. Verse 32, you shall not profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am the Lord who sanctifies you. Verse 33, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. So you notice in these last few chapters, he keeps saying, I am the Lord. He is the one speaking this. So this is his law, his standard for his people, right? And he's making sure to enforce these things before they get to the promised land, because he knows what is waiting on them. Corruption, wickedness is so wicked, so wicked. All the things that were listed that he told them not to do is what they were doing, right? So he's making sure to let them know and give them instruction and guide them on to keep his name holy, keep his offerings holy, keep the sanctuary holy. The priests are to remain holy and their families, right? And not be defiled. So that concludes Leviticus chapter 22. Stay tuned for chapter 23.